Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more English stories. Fluency in English is something many people want. I remember when I was a young student like you, I wanted to speak English well, I wanted to be fluent, but I was shy and made many mistakes. One day, a teacher said to me, "You can be fluent if you practice every day." This sentence changed my life. When you want something, you must work for it. Fluency does not come in one day. It is like planting a tree. You put the seed in the ground, water it, and give it sunshine every day. You care for it, and then one day, the tree grows big and strong. The same is true for fluency. Fluency is like planting a tree. You must nurture it every single day. Just as a gardener tends to their plants with patience and dedication, you must care for your English skills consistently. Each word you learn is like giving water to your tree. Each conversation you have is like providing sunshine to help it grow. At first, you might not see much progress, just like a newly planted seed stays hidden beneath the soil. But underneath the surface, roots are growing stronger. Your understanding deepens, your vocabulary expands, and your confidence begins to take root. Day by day, with regular practice and care, your language skills grow taller and stronger. Some days you might feel like nothing is happening, but remember, even the mightiest oak started as a tiny acorn. Every moment you spend practicing adds another leaf to your tree of knowledge. Eventually, your fluency will bloom like branches reaching toward the sky. Your words will flow naturally, your understanding will be deep and strong, and your ability to communicate will bear fruit. But remember, even a fully grown tree needs constant care to stay healthy. Keep practicing, keep learning, and watch your language skills flourish and thrive. One day, a student came to me feeling very discouraged. "Teacher," she said, "I want to speak English well, but I keep forgetting words in the middle of conversations. What should I do?" This is a concern I hear from many students, but remembering every word isn't what makes someone fluent. I explained to her that fluency isn't about knowing every word in the dictionary. It's about communicating effectively with the words you do know. Even native speakers sometimes forget words or need to explain things in different ways. The key is to keep speaking, even when you can't find the exact word you want. Another student once asked me if speaking quickly meant being fluent. I told him that true fluency is about being clear and natural, not about speed. I remembered a student who would rush through his sentences, speaking so fast that no one could understand him. When he learned to slow down and speak more clearly, his English actually improved. Many students worry about making perfect sentences, but communication is more important than perfection. I had a student who would stop speaking entirely if she couldn't form a perfect sentence. We worked together to build her confidence, focusing on getting her message across rather than speaking perfectly. The most common worry I hear is, "I'm not ready to speak yet." But the truth is, you become ready by speaking. It's like learning to swim. You can't learn just by watching others. You have to get in the water, even if you're not perfect at first. There is a simple secret to gaining fluency in English: listening. When you listen to others speak English, whether it's through stories, songs, or everyday conversations, you absorb the natural rhythm and flow of the language. The more you listen, the more you learn. I once had a student who loved music. She would listen to English songs every day, and soon she started singing along. Without even realizing it, Her pronunciation improved, and she picked up new expressions naturally. The music made learning enjoyable, and she was learning even when she thought she was just having fun. Another student made a habit of watching English movies without subtitles. At first, he understood very little, but he kept listening. After a few months, he started catching more words and phrases. The characters became his teachers, showing him how to use English in real situations. One of my most successful students spent time listening to English podcasts during her daily commute. She told me that at first, the words seemed to blur together, but gradually she started recognizing more and more. She learned not just words, but how native speakers connect their thoughts and express their ideas. The key is to listen actively. Don't just hear the sounds. Try to understand the meaning. Pay attention to how speakers emphasize certain words, how their tone changes, and how they connect their ideas. This kind of careful listening will naturally improve your speaking abilities. Mistakes in language learning are like stepping stones on your path to fluency. They're not obstacles to avoid, but opportunities to grow and learn. I remember a student who was terrified of making mistakes. She would sit quietly in class, afraid that others might laugh if she said something wrong. But one day, she realized that everyone in the class was learning, and everyone was making mistakes. When she finally started speaking, something wonderful happened. Yes, she made mistakes, but each error taught her something new. One day she used the wrong tense. The next day she mixed up prepositions, but each time she learned the correct way. Within weeks her confidence grew, and she was speaking more freely than ever before. Think of mistakes as friendly teachers. When you make a mistake and correct it, you're much more likely to remember the right way. I've seen students who embrace their mistakes progress much faster than those who try to be perfect. They speak more, practice more, and ultimately learn more. Remember, even native speakers make mistakes. They mix up words, stumble over sentences, and sometimes have to correct themselves. The difference is, they don't let these small errors stop them from communicating. They keep going, and that's exactly what you should do. The most successful language learners are often those who are willing to take risks and make mistakes. They understand that each error brings them closer to fluency. So next time you make a mistake, smile and think of it as another step forward in your language journey. Thinking in English is a powerful skill that transforms your fluency. When you translate from your native language, it's like taking a long detour instead of the direct path. Your speech becomes slower, and you often get stuck trying to find the perfect translation. Start with simple thoughts. When you wake up in the morning, try to form basic English sentences in your mind. I'm hungry, or the weather is nice today. These small steps help your brain adjust to thinking directly in English. Practice inner conversations with yourself. When you're walking, cooking, or doing daily tasks, describe what you're doing in English. I'm cutting vegetables, or I need to buy milk. At first it might feel strange, but soon it becomes natural. When you see objects around you, try to name them directly in English without going through your native language. Look at a chair and think, chair, immediately, not the word in your language first. This creates direct connections between objects and English words. Throughout the day, catch yourself when you're translating. Instead of building sentences in your native language first, try to construct them directly in English. Yes, they might be simpler at first, but they'll become more complex naturally with practice. Remember, thinking in English is like building a new pathway in your brain. The more you use this path, the stronger and more natural it becomes. Soon, you'll find English thoughts flowing automatically without the need to translate. Reading plays a vital role in developing your English fluency. When you read regularly, you naturally absorb how sentences flow and how words connect with each other. Start with simple texts and gradually move to more challenging material as your confidence grows. Every time you encounter a new word, take a moment to understand it in context. Don't just memorize the definition. Notice how it's used in the sentence, what words come before and after it. This helps you understand not just the meaning, but how to use the word naturally in your own speech. Reading aloud helps connect written words to spoken language. Even if you're reading silently, your brain processes the rhythm and structure of English. As you read more, you'll start recognizing patterns in how sentences are formed, making it easier to create your own. Choose materials that interest you. If you enjoy sports, read sports articles. If you like cooking, follow English recipes. When you're interested in the content, learning becomes natural and enjoyable. You'll find yourself looking forward to reading instead of seeing it as a task. Keep a reading journal where you write down interesting phrases and expressions. Review these regularly and try to use them in your conversations. This way, the vocabulary you learn from reading becomes active knowledge you can use in daily life. Remember that understanding every single word isn't necessary. Focus on getting the main idea first. As you read more, your vocabulary will grow naturally, and those challenging words will become familiar friends. Recording yourself speaking English is a powerful way to improve your fluency. Listen to your own voice, notice your pronunciation, and identify areas where you can improve. Many successful English learners spend time each day recording themselves reading texts or speaking freely about different topics. Speaking with friends who are also learning English creates a supportive environment for practice. You can help each other, correct mistakes gently, and build confidence together. Set up regular conversation sessions where you discuss various topics, share experiences, or even role-play everyday situations. Practice speaking at different speeds. Sometimes speak slowly to focus on pronunciation. Other times, try to speak more quickly to build fluency. Mix it up and find a comfortable pace that allows you to speak both clearly and confidently. Join English conversation groups or language exchange programs. These provide opportunities to practice with different people, hear various accents, and learn new expressions. Many online platforms now offer virtual language exchange, making it easier than ever to find practice partners. Use everyday activities as practice opportunities. Describe what you're doing while cooking, narrate your daily routine, or explain your thoughts about a movie you just watched. This helps you think and speak in English naturally without the pressure of formal practice. Practice speaking about both familiar and unfamiliar topics. While it's comfortable to discuss subjects you know well, challenging yourself with new topics expands your vocabulary and improves your ability to express complex ideas. Using English in real-life situations is one of the most effective ways to improve your fluency. When you go shopping, try to read product labels in English and ask questions to store employees in English. Even if they respond in your native language, keep practicing your English expressions. Turn your daily routines into English learning opportunities. While commuting, describe the scenery you see or narrate what other people are doing. When cooking, read recipes in English and explain the steps out loud as you prepare your meal. These simple activities help make English a natural part of your day. Social media and online platforms offer countless opportunities to use English practically. Comment on English posts, participate in English language forums, or write reviews for products and services in English. This not only improves your writing skills, but also helps you engage with the global English-speaking community. When watching movies or TV shows, pause occasionally and try to explain what's happening in your own words. Practice ordering food at restaurants using English menu items, even if you're in your home country. Make phone calls in English when possible, such as booking appointments or making reservations. Write shopping lists in English, create to-do lists using English phrases, and set reminders on your phone in English. These small changes in your daily life add up to significant improvements in your fluency over time. Remember, every interaction in English, no matter how brief, is valuable practice. Having clear goals is essential when learning English. Think about why you want to be fluent. Is it for your career, to travel, to make new friends? When you have a specific purpose, you'll find more motivation to practice every day. Break down your big goal of fluency into smaller, achievable targets. Maybe this week you'll learn 10 new words about your favorite hobby, or perhaps you'll have 3 conversations in English with friends. These small victories will keep you moving forward and help you see your progress clearly. Celebrate your achievements, no matter how small they seem. Did you understand a whole conversation without asking someone to repeat themselves? That's progress. Were you able to explain something complex in English? That's worth celebrating. Each step forward brings you closer to your goal. Remember why you started learning English in the first place. Keep that motivation close to your heart. Write down your goals and put them somewhere you can see them every day. When you feel discouraged, look at how far you've come rather than how far you still have to go. Find ways to make learning enjoyable. If you love music, learn English through songs. If you enjoy cooking, follow English recipes. When you combine learning with activities you love, staying motivated becomes much easier. Your enthusiasm for these activities will naturally boost your language learning. The road to fluency is not always easy, but it is always rewarding. Just like a river flows steadily towards the ocean, your efforts will carry you closer to your goal. Every word you learn, every conversation you have, and every small step you take builds your confidence and ability. Remember that fluency is a journey, not a destination. Each day brings new opportunities to learn and grow. Whether you're watching movies, speaking with friends, or reading books, you're building the foundation for lasting fluency. Your dedication and persistence will open doors to new friendships, opportunities, and experiences. Be proud of how far you've come and excited about where you're going. Every time you speak English, you're not just learning a language, you're connecting with people around the world. Your voice matters, and your story is worth sharing. Keep practicing, keep learning, and most importantly, keep believing in yourself. Trust in the process, and stay committed to your goals. The fluency you dream of is within your reach. Take it one day at a time, one word at a time, and one conversation at a time. Your future self will thank you for every effort you make today.